For this year's final spooky, scary Flash and browser game-a-thon, or whatever I call it differently every year, we are going to be playing a absolutely wonderful interactive novella called So, About Last Night. This is a absolutely wonderful lesbian love story about a hangover and vampires. It is really, really good. I mean, I love my Yuri as much as anyone else, but this one had me not gripped, but I kept reading because it was really well, I want to say vocalized, but I'm reading in my head, but it read really well. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, side note though, before you do, this is not porn. This is, as the writer calls it, sapphic, which kind of air quotes into softcore. But if that at all interests you, just skip the rest of this video. Go check out the link in the description. I am going to be reading but a snippet of this, and probably ruining it for anyone listening. So go read it yourself. It's very good. And I believe that this story takes place in like a shared universe this writer has created and has multiple little stories in. So I am also going to say, if this is anything showing off the writing talents of this person, I'm very interested in seeing and reading what else they have done. So, with that said, let's get reading, shall we? You kick a can in the gutter as the taxi disappears into the night. Then, look back at the house. You're pretty sure the music playing is The Prodigy, even just from the bass that makes it out of the house. Half a dozen people, mostly guys, dot the porch in the front yard, mostly smoking and talking pretty loudly. Without Mon there, nah, fuck it. You came here to have a good time. Time to have a good time. You head back across the yard. Hey! Comes a female voice in a strangely mid-Atlantic accent. Can I do that? Hey. Hey. No, I can only do Canadian. Hey. Whatever. See, I told you I'd ruin this. She sits alone, legs crossed, perched majestically on the rail to one side of the front porch. She's wearing a tight, scuffed leather jacket, fierce but minimal makeup, short, bleached white hair in a crew cut, and black jeans with holes in that seems to be from wear and tear rather than pre-cut by someone before it got to the store. She takes a huge drag from a cigarette. Hey, you say. I don't smoke, but how's your night going? How's your night going, you ask, settling in against the same railing she's leaning against. I just got here, so almost certainly a lot less interesting than yours. Not sure I'd call tonight interesting so far, you say. The girl temporarily, come on, we can read, goddammit. Ooh, I started off real strong. The girl temporarily removes the cigarette from her mouth and takes a drink from the bottle beside her. She then gestures with head towards the street. What happened to your friend? Well, not so much interesting. You know what? You seem more interesting. And also, I'd like you to read the story, so I'm not going to tell you what just happened beforehand, because I've also cut in a little bit preemptively. You know what? I'm just going to read. Well, you say, she's not my friend. I just met her tonight, so I held her hair a bit, and then sent her home in a cab so none of the pricks back indoors would be able to take advantage of her. What's your story? Well, aren't you a good Samaritan? She says, then looks around like she's thinking up an excuse for a crime. My story is, I was bored, decided to come out to a party. What do you know? Who do you know here? You ask. Brad, she says. This is his house. This is his house? There was a question mark at the end. You ask. Yeah, she says. What about you? Who do you know here? Now that the friend I came with has gone home with some guy. Oh, that was your friend with Corey? She asks. That's his name, huh? Well, with her gone, nobody. Unless you count, Sarah. Oh, unless you count Sarah. Which one is Sarah? She's the one who nearly puked on me, girl I put in the cab. Oh, she replies. Well, she continues after a pause, you know me now, too. Tell her your name. Where did I just... I lost my place. Well, pleased to meet you, I guess. I'm Lacey, you say. I'm Paige, she says, stubbing out her cigarette and hopping to her feet. She jams her hand out in front of her in an almost childlike fashion. You awkwardly shake her hand. So, she says, grabbing her bottle, if we're friends now, you want a drink? You stare down at the bottle. The label has been torn off, the wine bottle, lying in fragments. Dyslexia is kicking in real hard. Crap. On the table beside where Paige was just lounging. What is it? You ask. It's 96, she begins, then furrows her brow while staring down at the remaining of the label. Remind her it is a 1996. You realize it is 1996, right? You say. A 96 white, she finishes, then holds the bottle out for you with a grin on her face. A white, huh? You say. She sighs. Oh, don't tell me you don't drink French rosé or something. No, fuck no. I'm going to grab the bottle and drink. You wordlessly grab the labelless bottle and take a swig from it. Paige laughs. Is it acceptable? Okay. Did you see that girl I was with before? The one leaving with that guy? Corey? Oh, was that his name, you say? Paige nods. Well, we came here together. I rent with her. Yeah? Paige nods. We rent the goddamn this goddamn shoebox in Venice. Venice? Because it's California. It's L.A. So it might be Venice, not Venice. Oh, no, Venice Beach. One bedroom, which is tiny. You sleep in the same bed? Holy shit, that's so Dickensian, Paige says. You laugh. No, the place is technically a one-bedder, but it has this tiny sunroom that was built into the balcony. Barely big enough to keep a single bed. I rent it from her for fuck all. Hella shit if I bring someone home for a good time. So, you spend a lot of time waking up in other people's beds? Paige smiles, worriedly. Worriedly? Wiley? It might be Wiley. Ask if she was insulting you. Ask if she's flirting with you. Oh, this could go somewhere. Ask if she's flirting with you. Is that flirting? Is that like some kind of teen boy negging attempt at flirting? You asked. Because if so, you're like really bad at it. Paige sighs, a look of genuine discomfort on her face. Sorry, she says. I just don't normally flirt with girls. You ask. She nods. I mean, it's pretty forward of you, too. What even made you think? Paige points to your neck. What? You ask. Your tattoo. Back of your neck, she says. She's referring to a tattoo you got last year. You and your then-girlfriend got matching ones, 2 female symbols intertwined. Your face flushes red. How'd you see that? It's under my hair, and my hair is down. How'd you even see that, you ask? It wasn't earlier in the evening when you arrived, Paige says. Oh, that part is true. Still, you can't tell if it's creepy or hot to have her pay that much attention to you. It's a little bit of both, I'll be very honest. Besides, Paige says, then gestures to your hand. What? Your nails are long, except those 3. And you're, oh, you say, glancing down at your right hand. It began as a joke. A few years ago, a girl you hooked up with liked that you kept your thumbnail and 2 inner fingers so... I get it. Fingernails so carefully trimmed, and suggested you paint them a different color to the others. She did it for you. You kept it going as a quiet in-joke for a relationship that never quite happened. Let's break the ice with something. Think quick. Well, you seem perceptive, you say. Then your face burns with red-hot embarrassment yet again. Well, this is awkward, you say. Can I maybe have another swig of your very fine vintage 69 bottle of Semillon Saint Blanc Pinot Gris? French wine? Blend? Yeah, she says, smiling a little awkwardly herself and handing you the bottle. You take a big swig and hand the bottle back to her. I'm sorry, that was super awkward, Paige says. Let's, maybe try all that again, you suggest? Well, I was going to suggest we go indoors and get them to change the music, up. Ask her why she wants to change the music. Why? You don't like this? No, she says. Moby's fine, just not when he's trying to be punk. Holy shit, this is Moby? You ask, staring at the house the sound is blaring from. Again, pointing out that this is set in 1996. As I wave my finger, just like, obviously. Yeah, his new album is... Look, his song is... this song is terrible. Look, this song is a terrible fucking cover of this great Mission of Brahma track from back when punk wasn't also pop, Paige says, heading towards the door. He turned post-punk into pop-punk, and he will never be forgiven. You remember that. You will never be forgiven, and I agree with her. She continues, then pauses at the front door as she realizes you aren't following. Come on, she says. You shake your head with a smile in mild amusement at Paige's sudden passion for something other than making you feel awkward. Yeah, fuck it, let's follow her inside. The front garden was largely devoid of life, but for the stoners sitting in a circle and an awkward-looking girl smoking a cigarette and almost certainly tripping, gently running her fingers over the silk tree flowers by the side fence. Inside is a different story, which is partly why you'd avoided going back inside after helping Sarah to her taxi. Dozens of drunken people around your age or a bit younger congregate in groups, the loudest being a court in the lounge room held by 2 guys in polo shirts who seem to be using the word bro more than any other. In the hallway, 2 brunettes. This dyslexia kicks in again. 2 brunettes talk about college while drinking electric lemonades, and the house is filled by Moby's attempt at pop punk. Ugh. There, Paige says, pointing out a large stereo setup, the source of the current offensive to Paige's sensibilities. The stereo system is a 6-stack CD player hooked up to 2 large floor speakers with a large collection of CDs and racks to either side and above it. And it has Paige's complete attention. Do you remember those CDs? I'm old enough to remember those kinds of CD players, but goddamn, I'm old. So, well, I'm also not that old. Technically, I was, 5 or 6? No, 5. I was 5, so technically. Yeah, and either way. Right, well, if they're torturing us with this, we need to torture them back. Well then, you say, joining Paige in inspecting the CD collections. After a moment, you see a few options. Suggest a scuffed-looking Neil Diamond CD. Tempting. Suggest a Cher single. I mean, Cher's not bad. I mean, Neil Diamond's not bad either, but let's go with the Neil Diamond CD, because it's worse than Cher. No offense to Neil Diamond players, or likers. Though anyone watching this is probably not. It's gonna be this, you say, retrieving the Neil Diamond's disc and looking it out and holding it out to Paige. Holy shit, she exclaims, grabbing it and turning it over. The Christmas album volume 2? You just know this is going to be a stinker. Oh, it's the Christmas album. Well, now I've changed my mind. My aunt was 100% obsessed with this guy. He's peak mom music, you say. That I can absolutely agree with. Done deal, Paige says, and flips the case open. This is definitely Brad's mom's. Want to do the honors? Paige asks, holding out the CD. No, it's up to you. That thing's pretty intense. You better do it, you say. Paige opens the disc, pushes a few buttons, and a tray extends. The tray has space for 3 discs. She removes one and replaces it before reinserting it. They're pretty cool, she says. Yeah, well, mine only plays a single disc, and only if you're lucky. Breathe too heavily around it, and it skips. She then pushes a few more buttons. That'll play next, she says, turning to face you with a smile. Let's get out of here before the awfulness begins, you say. Let's head out back, you say. Good plan, Paige says, and takes the lead towards the back of the house. Jesus, this place is a pool, you ask, staring at the fancy, lit in-ground pool, complete with palm tree over a small spa in the corner. Yeah, just like Brad to have a party on the one night of the year LA, Alright, let's take that from the top. Yeah, just like Brad to have a party on the one night of the year LA, it's too cold for anyone to want to swim. I think that was grammatically correct, though I said it improperly. You head further out back, ducking into a bedroom out in the back section of the house. From there, you both sit down by a window, staring out at the sole partygoers who lies drunk by the pool. Make sure he doesn't fall in. Then, Neil Diamond kicks in, audible even through several walls. You both laugh like idiots and take more swigs from the rapidly emptying wine bottle. Whose room is this, you ask, glancing around to take it in sparsity. Take in its sparsity. That wasn't dyslexia. That was just me not reading. Guest room, I think, says Paige, staring around too, and settling on almost the only thing in the room that isn't perfunctory. Oh, bless this house in cross-stitching, hung in a frame. Yeah. It was definitely decorated by a mom. Then she hops up to the window, propped up on her knees and staring out into the garden facing away from you. In the reflected blue light from the fancy outdoors pool lighting, you find yourself looking Paige over once more. Fuck subtlety. To hell with it. She's not being very subtle about it. Why should you be? Anyway, what she's doing right there against the window, that's a pose. You drink her in, enjoying how the light from the outside spills over her leather jacket and pants, bouncing through her hair. You settle your gaze on her ass. Now we're getting into it. You don't normally do this. What is it about this girl? She shifts a little, getting closer to the window, moving her ass out around a bit. That's definitely not an accident. Got a good enough view yet? She asks, and you can almost hear her smile. You're posing. Of course I'm looking. You were staring at me earlier. Oh, yeah, I'm just staring back. You were staring at me earlier in the evening, you say. I'm just making up for lost time. Good, she says as she turns around, grinning at you. She walks over to you, ever so slightly exaggerating her overwise and natural swagger. Oh, well, what the hell. It was going to be a boring party. Little more than an excuse to get out of the house. It's definitely not just that now. The only light in the room remains the glow from the outside pool lights, and something about that tickles your fancy. Part of you wants the room's lights on to see the gorgeous girl better, but part of you just wants to let your hand do the exploring. Your hand is on her side, slid under her jacket and against her skin below where her crop top cuts off. I'm just gonna kiss her. You hold her side and lean in, running your hands over her cheek, then up through her hair. Then you push in, smiling and kissing her lips. They curl into a smile, and she kisses you back. Damn, her skin, her lips are weirdly cold. You guess that's why she's wanted to come indoors. Ooh, she says, finishing her own kiss. The girl can't wait. I like that. She then pushes you backward against the bed and begins kissing you herself. I think I like being the bottom, you say. Nice change, Paige asked between kisses. Fuck, you stammer as her kisses on your neck get more intense. She's surprisingly cold to the touch. Not that it bothers you. Then, just as you're beginning to lose yourself, there's a sound from the other room. Voices. Loud voices. Singing? Oh no. Several of the louder guys that were dominating the room back out near the stereo are now singing along to the Neil Diamond track. Poorly. Off key. Oh God, you say. Well, that CD clearly was a poor choice. Paige laughs and leans down for another kiss. I forgive you. Then her hands are on you, running up under your blouse and on your chest. You squeal slightly. Then, once more, she's kissing you, working down to your neck. She pauses. Don't stop. Don't stop. There's a look on her face. A strange look. Like she's suddenly in another dimension, spacing out, tripping, lost. Her eyes are closed. Why do you smell so good? She asks. You snort. I smell of cheap wine and probably whatever Sarah was throwing up earlier. No, Paige says. Damn. She leans down, her eyes still closed, and begins sniffing at your neck. You laugh awkwardly. What the hell are you doing? God, you make it hard, she says, then licks your neck. You laugh. Flirt with her. Oh, I am dancing the knife edge here. You got something else you can do with your tongue? You say, smiling. She pauses and moves her face up level to yours, matching your smile and raising an eyebrow. Oh, really? Uh-huh, you say, gently running your fingers up to her mouth. This tongue, she says, parting her lips slightly and beginning to suck gently on your fingers without taking her eyes from yours. A tingly sensation washes over you, and you feel your smile getting broader. That one, you grin. She mumbles something unintelligible. And what about, she says, after delicately removing... Okay, that's just a spelling mistake, saying removing twice, but nevertheless, your fingers from her mouth. She trails off briefly, then runs her own fingers along your neck, over your chin, and up to your lips. This tongue. Reckon we can find a use for it? Yeah, I'm just gonna keep... Oh, fuck it, I'm just gonna lick her fingers. Now I'm getting into it now. You part your lips and begin to run your tongue along the sides of her fingers, then up and over, then around them again. Ooh, Paige coos. You've got some reach, you know. Again, sapphic, not smut, but riding that edge really nicely. You know, I bet there's a whole lot of things you could do with your tongue. Were we so inclined. In a slight pause, Paige suddenly pushes you back with surprising force and leans into your neck. Despite a forcefulness she shows doing so, when she gets there, she merely kisses you, almost too delicately, like she's afraid of hurting you. Whatever confidence she had when she was all but biting your neck before seemed gone for some reason. I just snapped out of it for a second, and I realize I've been recording for almost half an hour, and yet I still want to read. But I realize I have to stop. But I shouldn't be blue balls-ing any of you. So I'm going to read one more paragraph, and then I'm going to finish up here. I just looked up to see the timer. Coax her to be a bit more aggressive. Come on, bite me. Come on, you say. What? She asks. Kiss me like you mean it, you say. She kisses your neck, stronger this time, then stronger again, and nips at it. You shudder slightly at the stinging sensation on your neck. She's really playing it safe, which just isn't really your thing. I'm going to show her how it's done. Okay, screw this, you say, grabbing Paige by her waist and lifting her slightly. She lets out a slight gasp of surprise. She's about as light as you'd hoped, given how slim she is. A moment later, you've swung her to the side, shifted around, and you are now straddling her from above. She stares up at you, and you think for a moment. You pick up a genuine flash of concern on her face. You okay? You ask. Yeah, she says. We can stop if you want. Responsibility. No means no, people, you say. God, no, she says. Just had a moment of... What's up? She blinks a few times. Nothing. Never mind. So, what were you about to do? You lean in, hovering over her neck. See, if you want to give someone a hickey, you say, the trick is, you plant your lips on the side of her neck. You start carefully sucking fairly frequently. Once you've gotten some good grasps, you bring some of her skin between your teeth. As you'd hoped, she quickly finds Paige's body writhing under yours, quite involuntarily. She moans several times, increasingly and intensely. You've had good reactions to hickeys before, of course, but not quite like... Then something stops. A hot flash hits you. A sensation you've never felt before. Not just warm, but nauseous. You feel yourself spinning, swimming, even. Then you're on your back, and Paige's lips are on your neck, just as yours were moments before. Oh, you gasp, as the pain in your neck picks up. You feel the pain, but only in the loosest, vaguest possible way. Lost amidst the hot flashes and the sensation that your entire head is floating on clouds. You smell something salty and metallic. The world flashes bright. There's something incredible about this feeling. You can't see anything. With your last bit of energy, you realize you're still exploring her body with your hands. Fuck. You can't really tell if it was her who said it or you. The world vanishes. Your world is over. Or is it? For you can read the rest of this if you check the link down below. Obviously, I wrote it not great. I'm not used to reading for an audience, but... Well, I've done it a few times in Flash Player before, but if you found any of that interesting or got you hot under the collar, I suggest reading the rest yourself. So, with that said, I hope you had a lovely time. I hope you're going to have a lovely time reading this. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your October season. The link to this game is in the description below. My name is Ben Dark Arts, and I hope you all have a lovely rest of your spooky season.